My name's Lorena Sadie. I am a bankruptcy attorney here in Georgia, and I wanted to do a video today about the SBA EIDL loans that a lot of folks took out during the pandemic, and a lot of these are starting to come due. They're rolling out of deferment, and I'm getting a lot of calls on these loans, and I'm filing a lot of cases actually that have these loans. So I get a lot of questions about these, and first of all, understand that all of this is new, brand new, right? I've been practicing over 20 years and never had to deal with a pandemic or special accommodations that have been made to our bankruptcy code and for small businesses due to a pandemic. So with that said, everything is new. So we can give you guidance on it, and I can tell you what I'm seeing right now, and then, just be prepared. But let's talk about these loans, because there's some basic things I think that folks need to understand if they're looking at bankruptcy, but they also have these loans. So majority of the folks that contact me, these loans were to their business. And of course, if it goes over a certain amount, you are personally liable. If your business and you start to have financial problems and you have to file a bankruptcy case, you can list these loans. So when you file a personal bankruptcy, you can get rid of these loans. These aren't student loans. They don't have some kind of special protection. They're still, loans. Now, with that said, of course, the SBA has every right to come back. They can ask for an accounting of what you did with those funds, were those funds spent correctly, as you had agreed to in your agreement. So all of those things, of course, are valid. Now, right now, we're not seeing a lot of that pushback from the SBA. That doesn't mean that a month from now that won't happen. So what I am telling my clients when I'm doing these meets with clients, I'm asking my clients, hey, make sure that you're getting all your bank statements, everything that shows the account that the money went into and how those funds were dispersed, because those are things that could come up, and it can keep your bankruptcy case open, or it could prevent you from receiving a bankruptcy discharge if you are not complying with requests for information. So just know those are things that can happen. Right now, not really seeing a lot of that, but just know that can happen. Now, more importantly, understand how this works. So it seems for whatever reason, I have a lot of trucking clients. And I understand, especially when you're in that business, you have to have certain licenses that are attached to that business for each state you run trucks in. And so just administratively, it's a major pain in the butt to shut a trucking company down and then have to go start a new company. But if you are a company that you've defaulted on these loans, and you're wanting to still continue to operate, either you're going to have to eventually pay those loans, or you're going to have to shut your company down and start to do business at least under another company, because bankruptcy can get rid of your personal liability. So if you file bankruptcy and your company has a $200,000 EIDL loan, you've personally guaranteed it. When I file your case, I'm going to list that loan. I'm going to make sure that it's clear that we are discharging that loan. So that's great. Personally, you're good. However, if you're still doing business and you're still generating revenue from your business that was the cosigner on the loan, well, the business is going to be still on the hook for it. So understand, when you file a personal bankruptcy, that does not discharge your business debt. So understand the difference. So if you are starting to have financial issues, and I'll make one other comment. These factoring loans, they are the devil. They're the devil. They're horrible. They're the devil. You should not take them out. You should not do them. I see so many small business owners they just get consumed by them. And in the end, it's what destroys their company. And I get it. I understand. You're trying to make payroll and you can't make payroll. And so you're going to take out, this advance loan. But it's just, they're brutal. So again, if you get in over your head and then you've got to file bankruptcy personally, you can do that and you can personally get rid of your liability on that, but the business still has it. The business can be sued, the business can have a garnishment. So just understand the difference. And if you're going to be making that decision to file bankruptcy, make sure you've looked at your business and, you got to have your come to Jesus moment. Is this business salvageable, or do I need to just close it and start fresh? I would say 99% of the time you need to close it and start fresh. There are very few instances where I've seen it be a success where they kept it going and still did a personal bankruptcy when they had lingering business debt. So, at the end of the day, that of course is up to you, but you need to understand the dynamics because, it just seems like I get a lot of people that they don't understand that. And they're thinking I can do a personal bankruptcy and deal with my debt, or, do a 13 and consolidate and deal with it, or I can just get rid of it. But then there's the business portion of that debt that's still there. Well, if the business is still running, then the creditors are still going to continue to go after the business because in a 13, there's no co-debtor stay to a business like a person, because a business is not a person. So that's something you need to understand. And then in a Chapter 7, that debt that the business owes will not be discharged. It's still going to be hanging out there. So if you're a business owner, you have these loans out there, and you're trying to figure out, do I need to, can I file a bankruptcy but keep my business open? Probably not. You can't have your cake and eat it too. It's one of those that if your business is so bad that it cannot support you, and it has caused you all this debt, there's a really good chance you just need to start over. And hey, I think, I don't know the statistics now, but I think, when they talk about entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs, most of them have had literally 4 or 5 failed businesses before they finally get it right. So don't beat yourself up too much about it. It's the nature of the beast. But you need to make sure that you've got the correct information, because if you are going to do a bankruptcy, get the best bang for your buck. Don't do a personal bankruptcy and then have your business still, languishing over here because you didn't get rid of the business debts and it's still there and you're not able to dig out of your hole. So I just want to do this video because I just seem to be getting a lot of calls now, especially about the SBA loans and about these factoring loans, because those just, I guess when the economy was shut down, people were doing whatever they needed to try to keep their businesses afloat. So at this point, I think, most people are kind of, saying, okay, either it's making it or it's not going to make it. So any questions you have about bankruptcy here in Georgia, I'm always happy to answer questions. My information is below.